Hello everyone, so today we are going to do the first challenge of Islamabad's Android application series of Ignite CyberHackathon. This is the second round and this is the first video and the first challenge of Islamabad, and eventually we'll do all 6 of those. So as always, we are going to first start with static analysis, and if you have seen the old videos of Karachi and Lahore, you might have seen that the name is same here, right? But the functionality is a little bit different. I talked with the organizers and they told me that that is because they want it to be fair, the difficulty especially, but I don't see why. I'm not sure why they did it, because if someone practices on Karachi and Lahore, if some Islamabad guy does that, he would have an upper hand in the tournament. So yeah, whatever. So we are going to analyze the application, not going line by line. We can see that whenever you click in the application in a view, some box or something, I'm not sure, it displays this in a text view, right? Not an alert, text view. It just writes this, are you kidding me? And then this method gets called down here, and then whatever is being returned is URL is equal to that, and then it is making a post request of HTTP with username and user password, and those fields are being taken from the strings file of the application. So we can see what is being sent. And if we come down here, string.xml, we can see that we have this IP address and then username and password. But we can see that this IP address here is encrypted, and to decrypt this, we have to, this method is here, we have to work with this. And this method in turns call a class AES and decryption, and then its method decrypt with 2 strings. Probably this is the IV, and then this is the key, and then it is going to base64 decode that IP address, fetch it raw, and then pass it to this method, all these 3 parameters, and then it's going to decrypt that string. So I tried doing this in CyberChef. I'm not sure why it didn't work out, but I tried this in Java, so I'm not going to try it on CyberChef and not wasting time. So we're just going to write Java code to do that. So layer2.java, and then let me just close this. There we go. And I'm going to remove the packages of first this and then this Android package, because we do not have the SDK here. So we are going to use the built-in base64 encoder and decoder library of Java. So we don't need the encrypt methods as well. We just need this decrypt method, this actually, or this one. I guess this one, right? So we are going to pass 2 things as string and the third thing as byte. So there's another method which does that for us. We don't have to do that manually, so remove that one as well. So you can see that they intentionally left they are sending the key stir again and again, like twice, and if you try decrypting it with that, pass these arguments, it won't work. So the key stir here is that is, I think, welcome to Islamabad. Yeah, it is. So if you pass that twice, it won't decrypt the string, right? So they did that intentionally. What you have to do is just replace it with this, right, and then it'll work fine. The other thing we are going to do is, because this was the Android library, and Android library has its own methods and however it does stuff, we are going to use the Java library, and for that we are going to import it, java.util.base64. There we go. And then I'm going to call that on the string here. So that would be base64.getDecoder.decode, and then dstr. Where is it? Here it is. So I think everything is cool. I am not sure why I see this insert. Okay, so do we have to add in the bracket here? I guess we have to, right? And then I'm going to call a main function, and that was too fast, so it didn't autocomplete. There we go. And then I'm going to call this method init with the string of the IP which we have. And we know that IV stir and key stir are already defined in the source over here, right? So I'm just going to copy these. We've got the 2 arguments. The third thing is going to be the string itself, and then I'm going to paste that in here. There we go. And then we can add a system.out.println here, but we'll have to add that for everything which is base64 encoded or encrypted. I think I'll have to equals, yeah. So what you need to do here is actually just print that here. So I'm going to say string result is equal to this, and system.out.println result. I'm not sure why the autocomplete is really slow, but whatever, you have to make it work. So I'm going to call the library, the Java file actually now, and see if it works. So we have an error. It says no suitable method found. Okay, so the return type is string. You have to make it void since we are not returning anything, right? So let's run it now, and we have the same error. I'm not sure why. So decrypt, IB key sure, and then bytes, and this data is in bytes, right? It's that method. So we are just going to rename this because in Java you can actually call methods with the same name but with different data types, right? And it works fine. But we are going to rename this and call it here. So this method in turn call this method, right? And everything works out. So let's see. Method decryption class cannot be applied. AES and decryption, public static decrypt, deck, and new string decrypt, IB sure, key sure, decode these. Oh, sorry, I think maybe this is the issue. I think this is an extra parameter. Yeah, it was the issue, right? We didn't have to like rename that. So yeah, whatever. So the next thing we're going to do is it is saying that exception is being thrown but the code isn't catching it, so we have to do that in the main, or you can just remove this throw exception, but we'll have to remove that from everything. So it's just easier to do exception e, right, and then e dot print status, and then I'm going to paste that in here. Call it now. Listen, input byte array has thrown 4 byte ending unit. I think I didn't copy it complete, right? Yeah, there we go. So there was an equal missing in the end and an A in the start. There we go, we got a IP to which we have to create HTTP request. But as you can see that this is an internal IP and this was hosted inside the environment of the CTF, which was on site. We do not have any HTTP request or response. So what I'm going to do is, a friend of mine actually recorded it. So we have this username and password here. We are making a post request. You can use curl, burp, whatever you want. Just remember to set the content type and burp if you do. So, and then I already have the response of that request, right? So the request returns a JWT in the response. So if you want to analyze that, you can just decode the body, or I have written a script to do that as well. I think it was JWT buster, right? So it encodes it with none, right? And then it actually also encrypts it as well. So yeah. Okay, so we have the flag here, which is some MD5 hash, and then we have the admin name, ID in X. So he tried submitting the flag, but I'm not sure why it didn't work well. But I found out something else in the source. So we are going to take a look at that. So this hash here is not the flag. The flag is something else. So if you come down here, you can see that there is this assets folder and it has 2 files in it, right? Normally you would always want to see inside the asset folder whatever you're doing. It always has some juicy information or files in it which shouldn't be there, or were added mistakenly. So there are 2 files here. There's this deck.txt, which is really big, and then there is this flag1.txt. So for flag1, first we're going to work on the flag1. So as we can see that this is an image, right, and it is base64 encoded. I'm just going to copy that and write into a file. I'm going to say file.b64 echo file base64-d file.png probably. Okay, so we have some issues, and those are file.base64, right, /9j. I think I completed it. I copied it complete, but there could have been errors, so I'm going to paste that in again. Remove these from here, right? Save it, and then I'm going to do it again. Oh, sorry, I was echoing it. Oh man, I'm so dumb. We have to get the file to get the whole contents. That would just, I think, echo the name. Okay, so we got the base64 data. I'm going to write it in the file.png we have here, and I'm guessing the extension here, but it is JPEG, right? So you don't have to rename it. Let's just take a look at it first and see what we have here. So it is not. Oh, it is because the extension type. So file.png file.jpeg, right? And I'm going to move this file into the directory we have here. Open this. And we can see that there's just this image which we can't do anything. So the first thing we want to do here is before going into stack or anything, steganography or anything, just it doesn't harm to run strings on file, right? And when you do, you can see that there is a hex string appended right at the end of the file. When we try and decode this hex string, we can see that we get the first flag. So this is first, is will never stop to finding AF. So I'm not sure what the AF here means. So yeah, that is the first flag. So now moving on to this dict.txt. So there are a lot of keywords here starting with the same. So my guess probably here, I just happened to scroll and I saw the second key here, right? So we already have the first flag, and what we need right now is the second flag. So for the second flag, if you just search inside this, you can see that there are 2 entries with this keyword at all. So my guess here is that you have to you have to match that MD5 hash with these strings, and if one of these strings match, that means that is what we needed, right? So I'm going to use CyberChef, and we're going to take a look at that. So CyberChef, and do I have proxy configured or what? Oh, I guess there are some internet issues at the time of recording this. I don't know that. Oh, it is. Alright, that's cool. So how do you MD5 some contents of a file? I'm not sure, but I'll try. Let's see if we can get it right. We can also use Python, or I guess let's just use Python, because I'm not sure if MD5 sum can work with individual lines. Let's also take a look at that. MD5 sum. Okay, so we have binary check text, read in text mode. Yeah, we can use text here, right? MD5 text. And what happened? Oh, I guess it is saying that it is going to read the file in text mode. All right. Quite set a strict warrant. Can I do it like this? MD5 sum. All right, we can do it like that. So let's try and copy the flags in here. This is going to be the first flag. I don't see any quotes in here, so we probably don't have to escape anything. We're not using double quotes either. So yeah. MD5 sum. This is 510, so it doesn't match the hash we had originally. Where did it go? Oh, it's buried. Okay, so let me just actually code that again. I'm just going to copy the body part, and this is basically for encoded. And due to padding issues in JWTs, this happened, but the libraries take care of it. So yeah, so it is A4 and double E. So we are going to try the second flag now, this one, and try and work with MD5 sum again. So echo MD5 sum. Okay, that didn't work out. So probably I'm guessing there is some issue, ADD1E. And if we do that with this one, is this different? No, it isn't. I think the different one is here, right? So if I add dash text here, do we get the hash? No. So there is some probably some issue here, which I cannot MD5 sum it. So what I'm going to do is just create a test.py file and actually do that hash lib, I guess, right? And then we're going to say flags, and I'm going to add both of those in a list, and then we're going to loop over the list. This is a bad way of doing things. You could have just used some online tool to do that, or you can actually oh, there's an easy way, like a really easy way, right? That it would be PHP. So you don't have to import anything. You can just plain say MD5, right? So let me just write that PHP echo MD5, right? And just add the string here. That's it. So MD5 is like PHP is good. And Python you have to import libraries for everything. So I think this would be good. Let's run the file. Hopefully you have PHP installed in CLI. So test.php, and there we go. We have one of the strings which matches. So undefined variable p_v. Oh, sorry, we have to use single quotes here as well. And we need to add a new line here. Echo. So I'll do right. So A4 double E, and as we saw in that HTTP response, we had A4 double E. So you can guess that the first string here in the code is our flag. So this right here is the second flag. And for the third flag, since I wasn't there, I wasn't able to, explore the local environment, the local application. So I'm not sure if, how to fetch that. Maybe, it had something to do with the response return, super admin, right? Maybe we have to brute force something, use hashes, flags, or something like that. But I wasn't there in the local environment, so all I can do offline and from the response I have is these two flags. So yeah, that's it. If someone from Islamabad did solve all three and the third one specifically, please let me know how you did that. So yeah, that's it. Thank you very much. See you in the next one.